They say once you check into the Driskill Hotel, you never truly leave. Located in the heart of downtown Austin, Texas, the Driskill Hotel is a majestic piece of 19th century architecture. With its grand marble columns, stained glass windows, and opulent chandeliers, it draws tourists, politicians, and celebrities alike. But behind its luxurious facade lies a history soaked in tragedy, and something else. Something that watches, waits, and whispers in the dark. Built in 1886 by Colonel Jesse Driskill, a cattle baron whose dreams turned to ash, the hotel was meant to be a monument to his success. But only a year after opening, his fortune crumbled, and his life unraveled. People say his spirit never left the place. His portrait still hangs on the wall, and sometimes, late at night, guests claim they see it smile. Room 525 is one of the most infamous. Two brides, decades apart, ended their lives in that very room, both after being left at the altar. The details are eerily identical. Both were alone, both wore their wedding dresses, and both died by their own hand in the bathtub. Some guests report the faint sound of sobbing behind the bathroom door, even when no one is inside. Others say the mirror fogs up with handprints that don't match theirs. But it's not just room 525. On the grand staircase, cleaners have heard footsteps behind them. Measured, heavy, deliberate. One night, a janitor locked the building, certain he was alone. He went to the staircase and found rose petals scattered all the way up. As he bent to pick one up, he heard breathing right behind his neck. When he turned, there was no one there, but every single petal was gone. A young girl, the daughter of a senator, fell to her death chasing a ball near the grand staircase in the 1880s. Now, children are too frightened to stay at the hotel. Some claim they see a little girl in an old-fashioned dress holding a red ball in the hallways. She doesn't speak, but she stares. And if you follow her, she leads you to the edge of the stairs, then vanishes. And then there's the scent. Sweet, cloying perfume like violets and rot fills the air in certain parts of the building, most often on the 4th floor. Several guests have awakened in the night to the overwhelming smell and found themselves unable to move. One woman said a pressure climbed onto her chest, and she heard a raspy voice whisper, "It's not your time." Yet, in the ballroom, the piano sometimes plays itself. Guests have woken to music echoing through the corridors, but when they investigate, they find the keys cold and untouched. Cameras malfunction, lights flicker, cold spots appear without reason, and dreams, vivid, horrifying dreams, plague those who sleep in certain rooms. One manager quit without notice after seeing a full-bodied apparition of a man in a gray suit standing in the hallway at 3 a.m., smiling with blood running from his mouth. She said he didn't blink, didn't move, just watched as she backed away. When security checked the footage, there was no man, only the manager, screaming at empty air. The staff won't talk about the worst of it unless you catch them off guard. One bellhop, years ago, told a guest this: "The Driskill doesn't want you dead. It wants you to stay, forever." Some guests check out, but some just fade. And perhaps the most disturbing story: a woman staying on the 3rd floor called the front desk in the middle of the night, whispering, "Someone is in my room." Security rushed up. The door was locked from the inside. When they forced it open, the woman was gone. The window was sealed. No sign of a struggle. Only the bedsheet, twisted in the shape of a figure curled into a fetal position, like something had melted away inside it. No trace of her has ever been found. To this day, the Driskill remains open, welcoming, elegant, but the whispers never stop. And if you find yourself walking its long, velvet-draped halls at night, and you hear footsteps behind you, don't turn around, because not every guest checks out. Some are still wandering the halls, waiting for you to join them.